And good evening, welcome to FTR Season 11, Division 2, Race 1. We are looking forward to a good season this season. We are excited to host all the new drivers this season as well. So welcome to you if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the league. I see that there's a couple new names in Division 2, so welcome and welcome. I'm just going to make sure that the stream is currently working. Apologies, it is my first time doing this by myself. So I'm just going to make sure that the comms are actually working. Right, so we seem to be all good there. So I see already some drivers are coming out on track at the moment. So yeah, guys, welcome everybody and good luck to the drivers in Division 2. We're hoping for a good season opening here in Division 2. Last night set quite a precedent. We had a very close race in Division 1. A lot of overtaking, a lot of action on track. And yeah, a lot of happy drivers at the end of a really tight session. So let's hope for more of the same tonight. We are starting off this season with a sprint race, first for FTR. So we tested it last night and it seemed to be a massive hit. So we are into quali for the sprint quali at the moment. So this will set the grid for the sprint. The sprint will obviously be, I think it's 12 laps. And after those 12 laps, that'll line up the grid for the main race coming shortly afterwards. I'm just going to get all my telemetry set up now. Right, so just to run you through everybody, I'm just going to run through the driver lineup for Division 2 for the season. So in the Red Bulls, we've got Stoffel and J-Boy. The Ferraris, we've got S11 and Ron. The Mercedes, we have T-Flu and Sacred. And the Alpine, we have Top Gun and Saki Biena. The McLaren, we've got Scully and Porthmace. Alfa Romeo, we have Dixie Killer and Atmar. In the Astons, we have division owner HB Abilach and 02 Cool, the two management gentlemen. Brad joins us in the horse alongside Brian Lee Johnson. Welcome, Brian. AlphaTauri, we have K-Boy. AlphaTauri, we have Cowboy, excuse me, apologies for that. And Big Boy 127. And in the Williams, all by himself, we have Chums. Chums, what's going to happen with the constructors? Are you going to carry the team on your back? I think so, as we're already onto some laps here at the moment, guys. I just want to see who's coming around the corner here. Alright, we're getting validation over the line here. So Saki Biena looks like he's starting a lap at the moment, so let's follow him around a lap with Saki here in the Alpine. Those guys are going to be coming across the line now, setting their first time, putting some baggage into the start here. We have T-Flu in the Mercedes with a 106.4, which is a decent banker lap set. Big Boy to follow in the AlphaTauri with a 107. I see some Ferraris coming through. We are invalid here. Top Gun setting the pace with a 105.7 in the other Alpine. Oh, and we have a driver off track. Saki Biena unfortunately has lost it and come off the track. I think it looks like in turn 4, turn 5. It looks like turn 5 to me. So he'll get back on the track. He'll be able to save enough ERS and just get back out there. It's a short quali as well, so you can just get back into the pit, put up a new set of tires and get going again. Right, so let's find a driver to follow around here. So let's have a look here. T-Flu looks like, is he on another lap? Yeah, so he's pushing hard again in the Mercedes. Let's see what he can do here. No, he's not. He's plus 14. Also not. I'm just trying to find someone on the lap here. Ron, I think he's lining a lap up. Oh, Saki Biena not having a good time in the Alpine there. Losing it again. Facing backwards. Oh, you better be careful hanging it around here. Oh, he's back on track. Right, so here comes Dixie Killer around the last corner. Flat on the power. Open the DRS. Oh, and it shoots him right up to third. Great lap from him, 105.8. So the times will start dropping as the track heats up and as the tires rubber in, as the track rubbers in. The times will start dropping. looks like let's follow Jacob around for another lap. He seems to be competing for at least the top 2 rows of the grid. So Brad's setting the pace in the Haas with a 105.3, and Staker already up 4 tenths in sector 1, so he's on a stormer at the moment. Can he keep up the momentum? He's purple in sector 1. Driver getting out of the way, getting off the racing line. That's nice to see. Staker looking like a really good lap here. Getting on the power nice and early. Using all of the road. Beautiful apex. Oh, a little bit too much on the brakes there. Hugs the curb. Oh, still purples the second sector. Let's see if we can carry it across the line. Can we get into the 104s? Oh, right on the edge of track limits as well. Cuts the last chicane. Oh, very good lap from him. Puts him into second place with a 105.7. So let me run you through where the drivers are sitting at the moment. So Brad sitting pretty with a 105.3. 4 tenths away we have Staker with a 105.7. Top Gun really close behind. Dixie holding the fort. Let's get on board with Abelake. He looks like he's about to cross the line for a first clean lap. He's one of our faster drivers. Also the founder and management. Oh, he goes P2 with a 105.4. It's a great lap from him. Showing some pace there in a purple final sector as well. Getting out the way for another driver behind him as well. So, yeah, let's see. Between the Aston Martins here, I think Aston Martin's got quite a good team. Quite a good lineup. We've got Abilach here. Where's our other Aston? Must have load shedding. Hopefully we get some more drivers joining us after load shedding as well. So J-Boy finishing up a lap here in the Red Bull. Let's see what he can do. I think he lost a little bit of time in that last corner, but still getting up for P3. Great lap from him as well. So the time's really close at the moment. Only 2 tenths separating the top 3. And a lot of drivers in the 105. Then from 7 onwards, we've got 106s, but quite a competitive grid at the moment. Let's see who else is on the lap. So Chum's pushing here in the Williams. He's going to try and move himself up the grid there. He's currently on a 106.3. Let's see what his sector time is looking like. Is he backing out of it? No, that ERS is still dropping. Might be even getting a little bit of a tow from the car ahead, perhaps. So yeah, guys, welcome on the stream, Yaku Narkle. How's it, Yaku? Are you well, man? Yeah? I see Panda, he's in here as well. RB, let's go, boys. I'm right there for it as well. So I am a Red Bull driver in the Premier Division, and so Red Bull all the way, boys. But I'm not supposed to have any bias tonight, so I'm not allowed to say that. Forget you heard it. Visual Gaming said, let's go Dixie Killer. Some support for Dixie Killer, lovely to see. And Panda saying, Lekker J-Boy. Lekker Cyber coming in with come on Brian Lee Johnson debut. So yeah, a couple of drivers debuting for the league here, and really nice to see. I should get on board with one of our new drivers as well. Really good to see. Oh, while I was chatting, I see Brad's putting another lap there, 105.3. And he seems to be... No, he's not on a lap at the moment. So let's just follow Abilak around the first sector here, see if he's down on his delta, if he's possibly challenging for P1. Oh, so it's a purple sector. He's down by 600ths of a second. So looking like a good decent lap here, great exit as well. So I'm going to stick on board here with HB, Mr. Abilak in the Aston Martin, and let's see if he can challenge a lap for pole. Clan getting out of the way quite nicely there. Using all of the road, getting onto because maybe a little bit wide on the apex, but he can get on the power early. It's still fine. So still about a 10th he's looking for. He's nearly got that 10th. He needs a little bit of a push in the third sector to challenge for pole. Let's see if he can steal away some time here. Gets on the curb there. Oof, it unsettles the car. And unfortunately he's lost it there. It was a stormer of a lap. Oh, and I hope he hasn't beached the car there on the grass. Oh no. Oh, that's not looking good for Avilach. Oh, unfortunate to see that he's right on the top of a curve there. So, yeah, I think he's probably going to get a warning right about now saying it's unsafe. And, yeah, there it is, disqualified from session. So that is such a horrible loss, especially to see a driver that's been putting in such storm at times. Look, he's still got a time on the board, which has just been knocked off as a disqualification. So, yeah, unfortunate for Avilach. It's just one of those things. Let's get on board a S11 in the Ferrari. Not on a push lap at the moment. Also on an out. So let's follow Stoffel around in the other Red Bull here. Let's see what Stoffel can do. Driving the car with the number one. Can you put it on number one? The three, cutting the nice little chicane, getting on the power a little bit late. This looks like a really good lap, and it is. Puts the Bulls at 2 and 3. So J-Boy and Stoffel and the Red Bulls really looking good for some team points tonight. As Dixie Killer goes another lap there, a 105.2 Dixie Killer. So he Brad seems to be on another league at the moment. He is 5 tenths ahead at the moment, but I'm sure that gap will come down. As I said, peacefully goes in P2, also with a 105.5. So a lot of drivers, P2, P3, P4, all in the 105.5. So that's really good to see some real tight times here. Let's have a look. Who else is on there? We can find some action going on here. So S11 looks like he's about to be finishing up a lap, although his ERS is looking quite low at the moment. I'm not sure if he's run out of ERS, just started his lap with a very low count. But let's see what kind of time he can put in. At the moment he's got a 107.3. Can he improve on that? He's quite a quick driver. I'm assuming he can get a lot higher than that. Not this lap. I'm sure he's got enough time to quickly pit, get back in the pits, and stick on another set of rubber. So a lot of their drivers, I'm seeing a lot of ERS being used in quite a lot of the lap. So I'm not sure if drivers are just starting with their hot lap really early on, before the last kind of couple of corners. It looks like he's pulled out of a lap. Right, so 4 minutes to go, so not much. Flat. Sacred actually improving. We're getting quite close to that with the 105.2. And then it's really close for the next 3 drivers. We've got T-Flu, Dixie Killer, and J-Boy Oil on a 105.5. So that's nail-biting stuff from 3rd to 5th. After that, we've got Stoffel in a 105.7, Top Gun in the Alpine, Poffmates in the McLaren, Chum sticking the Williams right up into the top 10. And I see he does have a teammate. He must have just joined now. Pantry Star is joined, and he is on an outlap. So let's see if we can maybe join him for a lot. He's going to have to really put in a nice lap here with very little warm-up. Saki Bierner, we seem to have lost it as well, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened to him. Unfortunately, we missed that. A lot of drivers to keep up with here, guys. So let's follow Pantry around for a lap and see what he can do. So coming up to the end of the first sector, let's see what kind of time he can put. It's a 16.2 purple sector for the first sector, so let's see if he can hold the momentum. Right, so Pantry making his way through Sector 2. Purple Sector 2 as well. Can Pantry and the Williams stick it on pole? This game sometimes seems to be a little bit unreliable with purple sectors on the mini-map, but let's see what we've got here. So, no, I don't think he's going to be challenging this lap for pole, is he? Oh, not bad, not bad. Third, 105.4, so sticks the Williams right onto the second row of the grid, which is a great lap from Pantry, especially with having a late entry to the session. So great work from him with 2 minutes to go in the session. Is anybody gonna challenge Brad in the Haas? As Brad actually goes faster and drops right into the 104s. So great lap from him. Great lap from Brad, 104.8, and that is rapid. So it looks like Sacred in the Merc is building, he's on an outlap, and he's going to challenge one last time to see if he can challenge Brad for that top spot. So let's stick with him for a lap and see if he can improve on his time and put that Mercedes right up at the front for the sprint race. So to any drivers listening, I'll take the opportunity while we watch Sacred on his lap. Any drivers that feel they have a good overtake tonight, please do record. Remember to record, obviously, your racing for the stewards. But on top of that, if you have a great overtake and a moment that you want to highlight, an overtake you want to highlight, we've opened up a new channel on Discord for the overtakes. Guys will vote, and there may be a special prize at the end of the season for the Overtake King. So the more votes, the better on your videos. So get submitting, and it's going to get quite festive in that channel, I'm sure. So Brad retiring from the session. I think he thinks that's all he can do at the moment. No time for another lap. So can Sacred, he's actually plus half a second. So I don't think this is going to be the lap. Is anybody else on track challenging here? The people who's touching got his time. Can he improve in the third sector here? It's looking like a decent lap. Looking like a decent lap. 105.3. So Mercedes-Benz 2 and 3 on the grid. Great result for the team. Brad looking quite untouchable there at the top. Only driver into the four, so well done to Brad. And well done to all the drivers making it through. That is the quali for the sprint race, which will set the grid for the main race directly afterwards. So great play there as well from the Red Bulls, 6th and 7th there, J-Boy and Stoffel. That's a great team result as well. Brian Lee Johnson down in 11th, welcome to him. Scully, I think he's a new driver as well, so welcome to him as well. And I hope that the racing is as good as last night, gentlemen. So we're just waiting for a couple of drivers to cross the line here, and once they do so, I will read out the results of the sprint quali. Stoffel with a decent lap at the end there. Right, so your quali sprint. Brad takes it in the halves with the 104.8, the only driver to get into the 104s. He's followed by the two Mercedes-Benz of Sacred and T-Flu. Pantry Star in the Williams, they're putting it on the second row of the grid, followed by Dixie Killer. In the Alfa Romeo, J-Boy and Stoffel are 6th and 7th. Great team result for them. Top Gun in the Alpine, Poff Mace, Chums, Brian Lee Johnson, Scully, Ron. Let me just get through all these drivers if I can, yeah. Then we've got Cowboy, S11, Big Boy, Apma, Saki Berna, and a pity for Avilach getting caught in the grass and getting completely beached. But never say never. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Full Throttle Racing Division 2, Race 1. We're here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. We've just finished up with sprint quali, set the grid for the sprint. It's going to be 12 laps of mayhem. It's also the shortest track on the calendar, the quickest track on the calendar, with only just over a minute of lap times. So the racing seems to be very close, and if we've got anything to go by from Division 1 last night, this is going to be one hell of a treat. So I'm just going to get onto the tyres and see what strategies we're looking at here between the drivers. So a little bit of a mix. So mostly the drivers have decided to go with the medium, which I think is the most durable, reliable tyre for the 12 laps. And then we've got a couple of bold drivers at the moment who think we can manage the tyres and really go quickly. Oh, we've got some problems here on the outlap. The two Mercedes having a little bit of a moment there. So we've got some bold soft runners here. We've got Sacred and Tifu in the Mercedes, both on softs. And then we've got Abilak at the back. He's going to try something different from the back. Unfortunately for him, just had a bit of a moment in quali and beached the car, unfortunately. So he's going to start at the back, but maybe the softs, maybe he'll make up some places and get through some of the back markers and make his way forward, because he's got some pace and I'm sure he can make his way forward. So yeah, welcome everybody, and let's hope we've got a nice clean race tonight. We had some really good racing last night, as I keep repeating, but it was really a fantastic race. Everybody had just a huge battle with each other, and it was clean, and it was only one yellow flag, only one safety car, and the race was just absolutely epic. So good luck to the drivers tonight, and to the new drivers, welcome, and good luck on your first race with FTR. Alright, so let's try and get a good view here. It's quite a far view they're giving me here, so I'm going to stick on the back with someone. So let's get some lights going here. Grid lined up. Here we go for the sprint. Here come the lights. And away we go for the sprint. Here we go. It's a great launch here from pretty much everybody. Oh, one. So the Williams, the Panthers, are making a move immediately on one of the Mercedes-Benz. Brad getting away quite cleanly here. Sacred right behind him though. Going to put some pressure on him. Everybody looking quite clean through turn one. Let's stay with the leaders for a second here, as I see Pantry Star getting very racy at the beginning. Stoffel here having a bit of a race, a bit of a drag race to the line here with Top Gun. Is Top Gun going to make a move on the inside, and he slots in right behind the Red Bull. At the front, Brad pulling a little bit of a gap. He's almost got a second gap here from Sacred, followed by Pantry Star and T-Flu in fourth. Let's have a look at the position changes here. So our biggest loser at the moment is J-Void, falling down 4 places in the Red Bull. Let's see who is close at the moment. We've got any battles going on. So Brian Lee Johnson, one of our new drivers, getting very racy. They're forced into the pits. There must have been some damage, so he's coming into the pits. I'm assuming it's for a new front wing. Unfortunately for him, that's going to drop him right to the back. Here we go. We've got J-Boy and Dixie Killer having a ding-dong battle into turn 1, using a lot of the curb. J-Boy seems to have made the move up, so he's making his way back to where he was. There's some fighting going on at the front here as well. Oh, big moment there as T-Flu breaks early. Top Gun had to really get out the way there, and he's going to drop back because of that, but no contact made. As T-Flu gets right off the Stoffel there in the Red Bull. So at the moment we've got Brad still leading, but only with 7/10 from Sacred. So Sacred's sticking in there. He wants to keep in there for the next lap and open up that DRS and stay with Brad. We've got some great racing out front here. Let's go a little bit further down and see what's going on. So Chums has fallen back, I think. No, so he's stayed where he is. It's Dixie Killer who's fallen back 4 places. The biggest winner at the moment is Avilach. He's up 7 places. So that is a massive jump up for Avilach. He's really on the move on those stops, so he's not messing around. He doesn't want to be at the back. He's made up 8 places now with guys pitting again. I'm going to stick with him here and see if he... Oh, and it's a safety car. What has happened? There must have been an incident somewhere here. I see on track. I'm not sure what's happened here. We've lost Electronica. I'm not sure what happened to him. So the guy's just saying here that the game sound is quite loud. I'm just going to try and pull that down a little bit. Alright, I hope that's better, guys. Just let me know in the chat if that's if it's better. Right, so there's a safety car that's come out. You would think that starting on the tyres, nobody was really going to use the opportunity to pit now. It would be quite an early pit stop to try and utilize this as a one-stop. Obviously, not really worth 20 seconds getting onto new tyres. It's such a short race, the sprint. So guys will just stay out. Unless they've got damage, they won't be pitting. So let's hope that the safety car comes in this lap, because obviously it's a short race. We don't want to see too many laps go past behind the safety car. But great start from the guys. Looks like some really tight racing. The big winner at the moment is Avilak, moving up 8 places. Dixie Killer down 4. Brian Lee Johnson, unfortunately, I think he had damage and he had to pit. So he's down, unfortunately, in 17th. So yeah, unfortunate one for him. Brad also, I think he must have had damage. He's clearly had damage from the front and had to pit. He's down 12, so I'm not sure what happened to Brad either. Yeah, he was doing really well at the front, so just a bit of a heartbreak moment for him. Hopefully he can make his way forward again. Oh, so I'm just reading here in the comments that Jared drive-through penalty for doing so. So that's an unfortunate one for him. Maybe that's why he got such a good gap leading at the front. Maybe if that is the case, he would have had a drive-through penalty and had to go through the pit lane at 80 kph. As Sacred puts his foot down, we've gone green. Sacred has put his foot down. Stoffel is really hunting here for Pantry Star. looking for that P2. Let's stick with the top drivers at the moment here. So Stoffel looking very racy behind the Williams. Will he make the move early before the DRS? Will he use a lot of ERS to make this move happen? The slipstream is quite powerful here. He goes on the inside. Can he make the move? Oh, he just thinks better of it at the end. He'll save it for the next. He's under pressure now from the other Mercedes though. So let's stick with these drivers. The other Mercedes is really coming at him. It's T-Flu coming at him. Decides not to just to be patient and just to wait for the move. So I see some cars going side by side. Oh, we've got an incident. I think that's Stoffel. Yeah, so Stoffel's had an incident. Oh, that must be a wing as well. Now he's hit the barriers. Another VSC has come out. So no real safety car, just a virtual safety car. The guys will have to slow down and just follow a delta time. Let's check the gaps here of the drivers so we can get a better understanding of where everybody is. Right, so green flag again. Avilak on an absolute mission here. He really wants some points. So he's looking great on these softs. Are they going to hold on for him is the question. A little bit further ahead we've got Dixie Killer. He's looking very racy behind that Williams and he's got a great exit there. I think he'll make this move. Let's see if he's going to stick one out. He's deciding not to quite stick one in at the moment. Oh, so more contact there from the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo of Scully and Dixie Killer. So I'm not sure if Scully's going to have some damage on that contact there. Hard to keep up. A lot of moves going on. Brad making his way forward again, making a big move there. So he's going to round the outside. Oh, the space is left. Great racing there from Brad and Cowboy. Oh, that's Brad and Avilak actually, excuse me. So Brad making his way through. He's got some serious pace with him. Avilak defending. Oof, he might have compromised his exit there. Scully not looking to take the opportunity. So let's get to the front. I see Pantry Star is still within DRS range of Sacred, so he's staying right there with him. Top Gun right at the back of T-Flu at the moment. Let's see if he'll get this move done. DRS not active yet, I don't think so. We've got a yellow flag again. Safety car, another safety car. What has happened? Someone is dropping down. Scully has had to pit. And Ron as well has had to pit. So we've got two drivers looking at nose cones. Not sure what happened to them. The racing is close, the racing is tight, but space needs to be given. And it seems on either a combination of some drivers losing it with some unforced errors and a couple of wheel banging moments here between quite a few of the drivers. So full safety car again. So will anybody decide that it's worth a pit stop? I doubt it. With 5 laps to go, 2 of those being spent behind the safety car. So Brad making his way back up after a early start. He had a drive-through penalty, dropped all the way back. He was our race leader for most of the opening stages of the sprint. Unfortunately, he had to serve that penalty. So it dropped him right the way down, and he's slowly been making his way back up, which is good to see. Avilak as well. He's made his way up from... So Avilak's made up 10 places. So he started right at the back. And he's up nearly into the points here. So looking pretty for Mercedes. 1 and 3. Really good constructors points if they can keep these positions, keep these podium places. Pantry Star really showing some good pace tonight as well in the Williams. Really good to see some good racing, staying with the Mercedes of Sacred. So let's hope for a very quick safety car and we can go green. Right, so the safety car is coming in this lap. So Sacred will look for an opportunity to back up the pack a little bit, keep his own pace, and then he will put his foot down, look for an opportunity to put his foot down, and hopefully catch some of the drivers behind napping. So what I'll do here is I'm going to jump on board with Pantry Star, and let's have a look when Sacred decides it's time to put the foot down. So a little bit of weaving, just trying to warm up the tyres here. So a couple of different tyre strategies here. Is that it? Oof, not quite. I think Sacred's looking to take them right to the line here potentially. No, he's put his foot down. He's going now. Pantry Star right behind him. A little bit of a gap to P3. Let's drop a little bit down in the order so we can just see if there's any action as we come through here. A little bit of action at the back going on there. Let's get back to the front. So Sacred with a really good restart, really 7 tenths ahead up into turn 3. So great restart from him. Pantry Star right on his tail, followed by T-Flu in the Mercedes. So quite a lot of cars here battling it out. A little bit further down, we've got Abilach leading in 9th. Right on his tail is Brian Lee Johnson in the Haas. Let's see them come over the crest here. So we've got quite a lot of driving. Oh, there's some action out front. Oh, there's a DNF there. So that is Afmar. Is he survived that? Is he still going to bring that car into the pits? I think he can. I don't know how that wasn't a DNF. That was a big moment there. So... oh, and we've got another, so Big Boy also running with no front wing at the moment. So it must have been quite a big incident between the two of them. And another yellow flag. Drivers off the track everywhere at the moment at the back. So let's just have a look at... so Top Gun looks to be quite close at the moment. So the battle here for P3, and really Pantry Star actually getting right onto the back of Sacred as well for the lead of the race. Let's follow them around for a little bit. I'd hate to miss a change of the lead. Oof, so is the move going to be, oof, you'd think better of it in that corner. That's quite a bold place to make a move. So oof, coming a little bit tight there. That opens up the door completely for the Mercedes-Benz of T-Flu. He comes through. Great racing here for P2. Ooh, a little bit pushed wide there from the Alpine. Alpine has forced wide. Can get behind the Mercedes though and get a great toe coming up the hill. He's going to use that immediately. But great racing here from the lead. So for the lead here, Pantry Star looking for the gap. Closed immediately there. Great defense. Oh, and Sacred with a big moment. He swept across the track, and I tell you something, Pantry Star, great control. Oh, and he gets onto the curve as well now and loses that. That's going to open the door for drivers behind. We've got a McLaren off. I think that's of Scully. Let me just have a look here. He's back onto the track now. A little bit of a moment at the back there. Let me just get off. Oh, so here's some crazy racing going on at the moment for the last position, for the last points positions, and that is the sprint. So Sacred defends the position, takes the win. Congrats to the Mercedes and Sacred. Apologies for not seeing him cross the line there. I was there were so many battles going on in the last lap there. Pantry Star with a fantastic P2 for the Williams. Dixie Killer in third, so well done to the podium drivers. P4, we've got one of our new drivers, Brian Lee Johnson in the Haas, so well done to him. Great opening race from him. Top Gun in P5. Brad in the other Haas, bit of a tough race after having a drive-through penalty for a false start. So, unfortunate for him. I'll run you through the rest of the results the minute I have them. But well done to Sacred. Great opening race. Really well held. Quite a lot of pressure from the drivers behind. So really well held and well done to him. Right, so just to take you through the bottom half of the points. So let me go from Top Gun in 5th in the Alpine. Brad in 6th in the Haas, T-Flu in the other Mercedes in 7th, so he dropped quite a few places back. He was running in the podium places for a while. J-Boy in the Red Bull brings it home in 8th. Abilak, great recovery drive in 9th, so that sets him up for a decent start to the race. And that is the grid for the main race, starting shortly. Right, so welcome to the main race for Austria Division 2 FCR Racing. Sacred with a great sprint, taking pole for the main race, followed by Pantry Star and Dixie. So some points on the board already for the Division 2 drivers after 12 laps of, I must say, some grueling battles, maybe some too intense battles. Some of the drivers getting quite messy there, losing it, a lot of end plates going missing, a lot of safety cars and yellow flags. So let's hope for less of that in the main race, and let's hope our drivers have sorted out some of their eagerness on the first couple of laps of the new season and settle into some nice, decent, close, fair racing. But other than that, some really tight racing, some really good battles through the pack. Quite hard to keep up with all the drivers by myself, but I will try and keep you as informed as possible to what is going on as we see it. Alrighty, so after 12 grueling laps for the drivers, now it is time for the main race. Let's just have a quick look at the tyres strategies. So most of the drivers again on the medium, some of the drivers again going quite bold on the softs. We've got J-Boy, Big Boy and Porfmace on the softs, and Saki Biana and Electronica on the hard, so they're looking to go along. Let's get into the lead here. And this is a terrible view, so I'm going to stick at the back of one of the drivers again. Let's stick with Brian Lee, our new driver in FTR. Great sprint from this. A great launch from Brian there. He's going to take that third position immediately. Behind him, also there's a big battle going on here. All the drivers getting a little bit squirrely through the gate, going 3 wide. There's the collision. There's that the two horses. Oh no, that's the two horses of Brad and Brian all the way down to the bottom. They got into some contact with each other. I think one of the horses lost the rear and really just lost it. Oh, there's a bit of a contact between, the Alfa Romeo getting sandwiched there between the Red Bull and the Ferrari. Now we've got a bit of a sprint to the line here between Top Gun and Pantry Star. So a couple of the drivers getting, Pantry really looking for this. Top Gun rather, really looking for the overtake on Pantry at the moment for P2. A little bit further back, let's see what we've got. So, Ron and the Alfa Romeo, where is the Alfa Romeo gone here? It's our Dixie Killer getting quite intense. Let's have a look at the gaps between everybody. So, Pantry Star really on the back of Sacred yet again, coming into lap 2. Sacred setting the fastest lap, obviously the first lap of the race. So let's see who we've got. So J-Boy looking quite racy as well in the Red Bull. Let's have a look at position changes. So position changes at the moment. So Sacred and Pantry Star keeping their positions. T-Flew with a great 4 places up. So something has happened to one of the Red Bulls here. J-Boy, he's come backwards. So I'm going to stick on the battle here with Abilach and Ron. This is looking quite spicy at the moment. Abilach really pushing to get past. He's going to hang it around the outside here. He really thought about it, but thinks better of it, and maybe might think of taking him up the hill here. Yes, he is. He's going to look for the inside line here. And he's right through past the Ferrari up the hill, which is a bold place to make a move. So a great overtake there from Abilach. J-Boy again, right on the back here of T-Flew. And he makes the bold move down the inside. Is there space left? It gets a bit of a bad exit. It opens the door for Dixie Killer, who capitalizes on the battle in front of him. J-Boy still fighting this one, but Dixie Killer makes his way through, and he says, thank you very much, I will have third place. A little bit further down, we've got Chums having a go at Top Gun. He's within a second, he's lost a little bit of time with that exit, so we've got another safety car being pulled out yet again. Too much action going on. Not sure what's happened. Someone is in the pits. So the horse is having really the worst of that, coming, losing 12 and 11 places from the start, getting into some contact with one another, which is never nice to see between teammates. I'm not sure if they are in a comms channel together, but I think it was just a little bit of bad luck actually. I think the rear was lost on one of the drivers, and he unfortunately just spun into his teammate. So Stoffel up 5 places, Cowboy up 5 places, J-Boy up 4 places, and S11 also up 4 places at the moment. So those are the drivers moving forwards. The drivers moving backwards, obviously the 2 horses as I just discussed, and Top Gun moving down 3. Big Boy moving down 1 position, 2 positions now, and the top 3, with a little bit of battling, have held their own for the moment. So safety car will take us around for another lap. Thereafter, drivers will go for it again. We've still got a long way to go in this race, another 32 laps. But yeah, quite an opening couple of laps for the drivers here. A lot of action going on. I'm missing quite a lot of action because there's just so much going on all over the track, which is great to see. Just hoping that the drivers can keep it nice and clean going forward, and let's hope that this is our one and only safety car for the full race. We obviously had quite a few moments in the sprint, so let's hope for a nice clean couple of laps going forward. So Brad, I see again has picked up a drive-through penalty, and that will be the second time tonight where Brad has got a drive-through penalty. I think this one, however, would probably be for not following a delta when the safety car came out. So he's looking at another drive-through penalty, which is really, having a lap so short is going to be quite some challenge to make it through that pit stop, make it through your drive-through, change your tires, and still be competitive. So a bit of a sad situation for Brad at the back, but let's see if he can, against all odds, make some positions forward. Out in front, Sacred has been quite dominant in the Mercedes. He's been under pressure. Pantry Star, Dixie, J-Boy, they've all got some serious pace. So he's been under some pressure, but he's really holding his own. And he's fended off the pressure thus far, having no DRS for most of the race. I'm talking sprint included. So he's really looked quite strong tonight. So let's see if Pantry Star, Dixie Killer, or any of the other drivers can knock him off that current throne that he sat on for the sprint and so far during this race. So let's have a look at the restart here with the front runners. So all the drivers looking for the opportune moment when Sacred decides to put his foot down. They want to be right on his tail and as close as can be. It looks like he has put his foot down, so Sacred goes off. He's got a great gap there. Pantry Star caught it a little bit napping there, which is going to put him a little bit under pressure from Dixie Killer, as Sacred's already managed to pull a second gap out. Let's have a look at the drivers coming through here. If everything is clean. So Avilach and Ron looking quite tight at the moment here, coming up the hill. Just want to get to the front runners. Let's just have a look if there's any cars side by side here. So a little bit further down, we've got some tight racing here with Scully, who's making a move on Cowboy on the outside. Tanny hanging around the outside, leaves the space. That's great to see. Oof. Gets pushed a little bit wide, and it's another drag race. This corner is going to be a little bit tighter to go through side by side. Can they make it clean? Oof. And the McLaren of Scully dropping back with contact again there. A little bit unfortunate to see that. But some tight racing going on at the back here as S11 is making his way. Let me get back to the front here as the Mercedes of T-Flu is right at the back of J-Boy. All the drivers still within DRS range when DRS reactivates. So let's just go have a look at Chums here making a move. So quite a good battle happening out in front here with starting to be a little bit more patient, not go for the move there. And quite a battle going on. There's a couple of, if you look at the track map, you'll see a little bit of gaps starting to open up between the two sides of the grid. But for the moment, Sacred still leading from Pantry Star and Dixie Killer. Quite a battle going on here at the front. Only less than a second separating the drivers. So they will be within DRS range of each other. Hopefully not cause too much of a train. And we've got another yellow flag. And it looks like a Red Bull. It looked like a Red Bull, which has put him under pressure here from Scully, who makes his way through. Is he also... Yeah, it looks like Stoffel dropped right the way back. Oh, there's a lot of contact with these drivers, and Stoffel's going to take the place. Oh, Stoffel, what has happened there? He lost the car completely right into the wall there. That is upset. There he is. Oh, that's the last shot I'm going to get of him. He is another driver who's completely lost the car, and not good to see, but these things do happen. So we've got a, I think, third safety car. So a lot of the drivers will pit here for a set of, I'm assuming, hards. A lot of the drivers will want to get onto the hards and try to go to the rest of the race. So let's get onto the tires here and see who is getting onto some hards. J-Boy on some new hards, Tifu on some new hards. Some drivers deciding to stay out, and I think that actually might be quite a good strategy. So Pantry Star, our new race leader, followed by Avilach. They haven't pitted, neither has Top Gun or Ron or Brian. So most of our drivers, all of our drivers right up until P8 have decided to stay out. A lot of the drivers are on relatively new tires, so it wouldn't make much sense to pit so early, especially with the amount of safety cars we're seeing tonight. But there is a lot of potential for another one, so maybe they're thinking, let's stay on these tires, another safety car will come out, and that's when they will capitalize on the short pit stop. But at the moment, quite a few drivers have decided to pit. I see Sacred down in 9th. He was our race leader, so he's on a fresh set of hards. Followed by J-Boy, also on a new set of hards. T-Flu on a new set of hards. Dixie Killer, Poffmace, and Scully, all on a new set of hards. I see Poffmace has gone for a new set of softs, which is quite bold at this stage of the race. But we'll see how he gets along. So more drivers pitting at the moment. We've got Chums coming into the pits, as well as Brian Lee Johnson. They decided to, they might have been past the pit lane when the safety car came out, so maybe not an opportunity to pit up until now. So that's going to drop them quite far back. Obviously now that their grid is so bunched up yet again, they're going to lose quite a few positions to that. Alright, so it looks like Safety Car will be coming in again this lap. So let's hope for a couple of laps without a safety car. Getting a little bit chaotic at the moment with the amount of safety cars and yellow flags. But it is some decent racing up and down the field. Pantry Star decides to put his foot down. And he's got a decent gap he's already got there from Avilach. Top Gun looking quite racy behind Avilach. Got quite a good launch. So again, Top Gun with a really good exit. Let's see if there's the top three, there'll be any position changes. A little further down, we've got Ron and S11 made their way back up. So the Ferrari is looking quite strong at the moment on some older tyres. So they've still got to pit. A lot of the front runners do still have to pit. And Sacred already making his way back up the field. So he's going to have some serious pace on those new hards, I think. I think he is a driver to watch out for, making his way through. So here's a little battle going on between Ron, Big Boy, and S11. Big Boy getting onto the curbs there. And S11 looking like he might get through here with that little mistake. So some tight racing a little further down on the field. Oh, so a great run there from Sacred. Is he dives down the inside on turn one. S11 leaving just enough space, I would say. But Sacred should be able to make this move. I'm going to stick on these two. And let's see if Sacred will make the move into turn three. Decides better of it. He'll wait for the DRS. I'm sure. Oh, runs a bit wide. Opens the door for Brad. Now Brad might get a great run here. Oh, Brad looking for the inside line. He wants this position. He's looking for maybe two drivers in one corner. Little optimism that Brad does get the move done on Sacred. He's hanging it around the outside. Oh, that's some tight racing. But great space left by the drivers there. We've got another yellow flag, and I see S11 falling down the field. Oh, something's happened here. Not sure what has happened at the back of the pack. As we get on board with Chums right at the back, having a look at Cowboy. So Chum's going to make his way through on Cowboy here with the DRS into turn one. Oh, he's going raw, and that's not clean racing. Chums and Cowboy getting into a little bit of a debacle, and both of them losing mass amounts of time for a Top Gun. Looking very racy ahead. We've got another yellow flag at the back, but it seems to just be on a corner, so no worries there. Top Gun getting very racy behind Avilach here, so I'm going to stick with these two as they battle it out for P2. Top Gun only 3/10 behind Avilach through the S's in the third sector. So Top Gun looking very racy at the moment. Brad also really making his way through. As I said, he makes his move on Ron into turn one and gets his full car's length ahead into turn one. Now that'll give Ron the DRS coming up the hill. Let's see if Ron wants to mount a challenge. Oh, thought about it, but not. Oh, here we go with Top Gun and Avilach. So Top Gun really looking racy here. He's got DRS. Avilach going on the defense, making his car wide. And Top Gun thinking he will play the patient game. Will he? Great run out of that corner. Yeah, he's going to just hang on behind him and just wait for that DRS. But Top Gun looking very racy behind Avilach. Both of them made up a lot of places in this race. So it's good to see some tight battling up front as Pantry Star pulls a decent gap with the racing behind. A little further down, we've got Sacred making up places. He's moved himself all the way up to P7. Looking on the inside here. Oh, that's a bold move. That's a bold move. And he pulls it off. He forces his way through there. He has no time. He wants to get right back to the front. So Sacred on a mission. And a bold overtake there on Big Boy. But enough space and enough respect given. A little further down, we've got J-Boy looking to make a move on Big Boy here. A little bit of a train forming here. We've got some tight racing here. Oh, J-Boy. Oh, and he gets forced off the track onto the sand. Oh, big moment there, but controls the car. Oh, and now he's locked it. Sure. A couple of eventful moments for J-Boy. He lives to see another day, but sure, unfortunate for him. I'm going to touch base again with Top Gun. He still hasn't been able to get past Abilak. So Abilak really holding his own here. So penalty-wise, Ron and Dixie, the only drivers with 3-second penalties. That's going to drop them back quite substantially. That's really going to drop them down the pack with how tight the pack is. So Tiflu again really making moves here. He really wants to move forward. There's a lot of battles going out on track at the moment. A driver really running wide there, Dixie Killer. So Tiflu really looking racy here. He's going to go for the move up the hill. I'm sure of it. He's going to make that stick. Yeah, he makes that stick in front of the Alfa Romeo. It's going to be a bit of a drag race to the line here. Dixie Killer wants to tuck in. No, it's got the pace to quite keep up with the Mercedes there. Penalties coming in thick and fast now. Ron with a 3-second penalty, Dixie, Sacred, and Electronica. So drivers really need to be careful because you can lose a lot of positions with those silly mistakes. So Top Gun has got past Abilak for how long? Oh, as I said, Top Gun with a big moment. So he got a massive oversteer. As Brian picks up a 3-second penalty, so penalties coming in thick and fast. That gives Abilak some breathing room. Top Gun using quite a bit of ERS to get back on the rear of Abilak. But big moment there for Top Gun, and some really close racing with these two. Top Gun looks like he's on the hunt again here. A little bit too far back this time. So a little bit further back, the Mercedes of Tifu making his way forward still. I'm going to keep my eye on him. So some really tight racing going on at the moment. There's a couple of battles going out on track that I'm trying to keep up with here. Oh, Tifu going wide there, nearly getting himself into the sand. So Abilak pulling out a huge... Oh, so Top Gun has decided this is the time he's going to pit. He's going to, I'm sure, put on a set of hards. Let's go to the tires here. So Top Gun needing to put 17 laps on those mediums. So let's see what he goes with. It looks like a set of hards. He's dropping right down the order. I wonder how much he can make up. Still, we're just over... We're around halfway through the race. So he's dropped down, which gives Brad P3 for the moment. But he will have to pit. Abilak will have to pit. So will Pantry. So Tiflu is the... Ron also really quite old on those mediums, 17 laps. Okay, let's see what battles we can get here. So Sacred still moving up, and fourth mate here, and Ron having a big battle. All three of them really. Sacred giving fourth mate massive pressure. So I'll stick with the three of them for... Oh, there's a fourth car joining. So the horse of Brian is also joining. I think one of them is shot into the pits. So Ron is shot into the pits on the 17 lap old mediums. I'm going to stick with these three. as it's a really tight battle going, as another car is joining at the back here. Also some great racing going on here. Sacred making his way forward. He's made his way forward back into fourth. Oh, I think it's a little bit tight there. Oh, so Portmate's getting a little bit wide there. I think he was forced a little wide off track. And now he's going to be under pressure. J-Boy getting quite close. Oh, a little bit of contact. A little too close there for J-Boy. So a great battle going on here for 4th and 5th. Drivers separated by only a couple of meters as J-Boy sticks his nose in. He's got the pace and he wants to get past. So I'm just going to stick with Portmate here. Excuse me, J-Boy, and see if he can make the move on Portmate. It's probably our closest battle on track at the moment. So here comes J-Boy. Right the way through. Makes his way up. Easy game. Car's length ahead by the time they get to the corner. So great work there from J-Boy to make his way up. Just want to have a look at the penalties. So again, just a reminder on penalties. S11 at the bottom with a 3-second penalty. Dixie Killer, Ron, J-Boy, Brian Lee Johnson, and Sacred all on 3-second penalties, which could be quite critical for the race, having such a tight grip. So Pantry Star comfortably leading this race here in Austria. He is 7.5 seconds ahead of Brad. Avilach setting the fastest lap of the race, so he's pitted as well. He's dropped him down to 7th. He's decided he can make the rest of the race on a pair of softs, which I think is a little bit bold. Thinking going another 15 laps on a soft pair of tyres is quite a bold move, but let's see if it works out for him. Ron there picking up another penalty. Is that a second penalty for Ron? Yes, it is. That puts him on to 6. So Ron really needs to be careful there with his track limits. I'm going to get onto the back of Brian Lee Johnson here. He's our closest battle at the moment. So essentially that'll drop Ron from 11th only really to about 14th at the moment. There is quite a few laps to go, so guys can still have time to open up a little bit of time between themselves, build up that gap and get out of that penalty zone, but quite an ask. So Avilach here making a move on Brian Lee Johnson. He's on the softs and he wants to steamroll ahead. He's going right up the inside. Great move there from Avilach. Brian Lee Johnson, can he respond with the chaos? No. Avilach, I think, got the better exit and he's really on a mission to make his way forward. So great to see here from our league founder. He's had a horrible qualifying and really had to work hard tonight to make something of his race evening, and he's steamrolling ahead here. J-Boy is the next victim, it seems, as Avilach sticks it down the inside. This is some great racing. I'm going to stick here. I wonder if he's going to try and make this move here. Oh, he does! Right up the inside again. Avilach steamrolling through here on these softs, and sure. Oh, what? Sure. So some really tight racing. Avilach is really moving quickly here. That's a couple of positions in a couple corners, and he's not quite done just yet. He's going to make a move here for the podium spots, and he's going to want to just build out a gap before those softs start to drop off. But an incredible couple of corners there from Avilach. So Sacred getting all squirrely there and losing the rear. He's caught the car Hasn't lost too many positions, but big moment for him. Puts him under pressure actually from his teammate who's really storming through the field as well. But sure, great couple of corners there from Abilach. Really exciting stuff there. Had to avoid some action, some collisions there. So really good to see that that kind of pace. Oh, so the Mercedes again, that's going to be, oof, he's managed to keep the car alive. He reverses onto the track quite unsafely there, and he's right by the pit, so lucky one for Seiko that he lost the car yet again, and unfortunate for his race because really he was quite dominant in the sprint and he looked really quite on the pace for a good podium again here tonight in the main event, but yeah, lost the car a couple of times now. With a penalty, it's looking like his ride might be over a little sooner than he thought. So gaps starting to open up here between the drivers. I'm seeing that everybody's pretty much out of DRS range. Pantry Star with a 5-second lead. There is a really big gap to Avilach. He's 17 seconds behind the leader. So a big gap there that Avilach's going to try and have to close. He is on the soft, but till the end of the race, I'm not so sure. J-Boy with a 3-second penalty, which could drop him back 2 positions at the moment. But as we... Oh, and another safety car. So that's been going on for the last couple seconds there. I'm not sure of the incident, but yeah, another safety car here, which is going to give some drivers the opportunity here to change the strategy, maybe get on a pair of softs. I'm sure most drivers will get on a pair of softs here, so let's get onto the tyres here. With 10 laps to go, I would suggest a pair of softs. There we go. Pair of softs there for chums. Most of the drivers, Tiflu on a pair of softs. Avilach on a brand new set of softs. So the great pit for him. He had a gap. So he comes right back out in fourth on a new set of softs with drivers ahead. Top Gun, he stayed out, but he's on relatively new hards. But he is going to be surrounded by drivers on much faster tyres than him. The same thing for Pantry Star. I wonder if he can keep that lead with the soft runners around him. Brad has made his way back up to P2, which is a great recovery drive. Unbelievable stuff, really. He had a drive-through penalty, and he's made his way right back. So really great driving from Brad. Unfortunately, he's got that penalty, which might drop him back at the end of the race. So safety car in this lap. So let's hope that we can have a nice 10 lap sprint to the line without any further incidents. So yeah, a couple of the drivers really making up some amazing positions during the race. Brad up 4, Avilach up 5, Scully up 7, Sacred down 10, so unfortunate for his race, as well as Dixie Keller. So let's stick with the top drivers here as we go green again. So Pantry putting his foot down, Brad getting a little bit caught napping there, and Avilach looking very racy again on the front runners. So Avilach looking like he's going to try and look for a move for back into the podium spots. Oh, and he makes the move there, gets it done. He's up into P3. Oh, Top Gun gets a little squirrely out of that corner, which, no, he's looking quite good. Actually, maybe it was Avilach getting a little bit of the rear sticking out there. A little bit further down. Let's see. So some tight racing across the pack here. So Dixie Killer, Ron and Dixie Killer getting really tight there through the last couple of corners. Ooh, a little bit of the rear stepping out there. So at the moment, gap's starting to open up already. Let's have a look at the intervals here. So Avilach really getting quite close again to making up another position here. So he was in P4, he's moving his way back up. He's already up into the podium spots. Can he start challenging for P2? Oh, and J-Boy getting all kinds of messed up out of a corner there, which opens the door for Top Gun. He thought about a move there, decides better of it. So drivers really quite tight here, looking for the 4th, 5th and 6th spots, as well as the 2nd spot. So Avilach looking really racy here. He's got a great run. Is he going to look for the overtake here, or is he going to be patient up the hill? He's going to look for it right here. Oh, and by the time we get to the top of the hill, Avilach is up into P2. So great recovery drive from him again. And this should be all set now if he can keep it clean for a really good finish tonight. Scully in the McLaren also getting very racy here with Brian Lee. Brian Lee looking for the move on the inside. Oh, there's contact. Drops Brian Lee back. Scully gets away with it. Puts him under pressure from Chums now. So looking to dive bomb a little bit. And I think losing some critical time in the process. So Sacred also really wanting to move forward here. He's got some serious pace. He's on a new set of softs, so he's looking to make some positions up. Avilach setting the fastest lap of the race with a 106.7. Hofmate's getting a little bit wide there at the end corner and losing the rear. That might open the door here for Sacred on the next DRS zone. As Sacred gets a good exit there. Let's see if he's going to try and make the move. Yes, he is. He's squeezing himself right up onto the outside. Porfmake's looking potentially to defend the move, but thinks better of it. Oh, there's some great racing back, a little bit further back as well. Ron and I think Cowboy it is. Yeah, Ron and Cowboy. Ron looking like he's just made up a move. And now Cowboy under pressure as well from S11 who thinks better of it. Position swap here from Top Gun and Scully. Scully getting past into 5th. So great from the McLaren driver there. Still under quite a bit of pressure here from Top Gun. I just want to have a look at Chums. This battle is looking to heat up quite a bit here. The battle for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Oh, so the Haas driver, Brian Lee, getting a great exit here, and he could potentially get a double overtake here. Let's see where that Haas gets. Oh, and there's contact, and there's a DNF. That's Top Gun. That's another safety car. And that's really disappointing to see. Another safety car, and Top Gun joins the list of DNF drivers for the opening race of Division 2. And I tell you something, there's been enough safety car laps to make up another sprint, I reckon. So unfortunate to see so many incidents, and it's really quite haphazard racing for the drivers. It gives an opportunity to potentially some of the drivers, but with 5 laps to go, you'd suspect nobody really wants to pit, unless they've got a big gap. There seems to be quite a big gap. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody really is going to look at doing any pit stops. Just going to get to the size here. So, no, I don't think anyone will be pitting, but it is going to be just a couple of laps to the finish. So, safety car is out. I will rejoin when we are going to. So Avilach getting himself up into the lead, followed by Brad and Pantry Star. So quite a mix at the moment. As it stands, a really good turnout for the Haas drivers in P2 and P5. As I say that, one of the Haas drivers looks like he's coming into the pits. Brian Lee Johnson, not sure with 4 laps to go if he needs a new nose or if this is a drive-through penalty. It seems no, he's pitting. Oh, it's a new nose. Absolutely. Right, so that's going to drop him right to the back of the field, unfortunately. Avilach with the lead of this race. Great recovery drive from him. As mentioned, had a bad qualifying. Pantry Star also with a great race tonight. Brad also with a great recovery drive. So really the top drivers have really had to work hard for this. So really good to see these guys back up there. A little bit disappointing for Sacred. He was showing some really solid pace. He's back into 8th, which is a decent recovery. But he's got some serious pace, so I'm sure he'll be quite disappointed dropping back from the lead of the race in the early stages. Right, so this could get quite spicy now with only 3 laps remaining. It could get quite spicy here with the drivers being packed up all again, no gap between them, and with a bit of a train and the long straights. This could be quite interesting, so stick with us here for the last 3 laps. Avilak looks like he's put the power down early. He might have caught Brad napping a little bit there. And oof, but Brad is closing the door already. Brad getting a really good launch on the last 2 corners there and putting pressure already for Avilak for the lead of the race. Just going to get onto the back of Pantry Store so we can get a good view. Avilak opening it up a little bit wider. I'm going to drop down the pack a little bit here just to see what is going on behind. We've got Cowboy making a move here on Sacred. Oh, getting forced very wide. That is a little touch and go there from Sacred, who squeezes himself past. That's putting some pressure now on Dixie Killer. Electronica trying to make his way forward as well here. So Electronica, there's quite a battle going on here. I'm going to just get myself back up towards the front and see if Avilak is able to hold this gap on Brad with only 3 laps remaining, including the 36th lap. So when they cross the line, it'll just be the 2 laps left, and Brad is with 7/10. Can he close the door? There will probably only be DRS on the last lap of the race. So this could get quite spicy on the last lap. Drivers will hopefully be saving some ERS for that last lap push. Dixie Killer looking really close here. Oh, is he managed to squeeze his way past here? Good battle going on for the last point positions here. Oh, big move going on here from Brian Lee, trying to squeeze past Cowboy, grabs the inside line. There's contact, more contact. And everybody makes it out alive, but that's put him under massive pressure here from Dixie Killer, who's looking to take the outside line. Will he brake late? He will brake late, but will he make the corner? Great move there. Puts himself right back up into 10th, and he's not quite done just yet. Oh, he thought about it, and he's still thinking about it. He might just get right alongside here. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Oh, that's not how Dixie Killer thought that was going to go. So drivers really racking up penalties now. I'm going to get onto the Brad because the lead is looking quite spicy here on the last lap. So let's follow the last 2 drivers around because this could be a change of the lead. All the drivers here from 1st to 4th really are really close. So let's stick with them for the last lap of the race. And I'll get onto the time penalties as well. So Brad with a 3-second time penalty. So Avilak really just needs to keep it clean, and he's got this in the bag because P2 and P3 are going to drop down the field, which would probably gift Pantry Star, currently running in P4. That's going to gift him P2, as well as Scully potentially. We'll see at the end of this race, but right now Avilak bringing it home with an absolutely epic recovery drive from a really tough quali. Made his way up in the sprint and then further made his way up with some bold strategies on the tire choices, and what a drive from him. So our league founder putting his stamp on Division 2 and taking it across the line for the win. That's Avilak. Pantry Star will move up into P2, followed by Brad. Chums will drop back a little bit because of penalties as well, so Scully makes his way forward into P4. Chums will slot into P5, J-Boy P6, Porth Mace, the 2 Mercedes 8th and 9th, Brian Lee Johnson. Good opening weekend for him for the league. Dixie Killer, interesting race from him, provided a lot of action, so did Esotronica and Cowboy. So other than the yellow flags and the safety cars, quite an interesting race. Penalties galore. But well done to the podium drivers as well as to everybody else who kept it clean out there today amongst some chaos, and some good points on the board for the guys to get going for season 11. So, driver of the day, Brian Lee Johnson, well done to you. Welcome to FDR. definitely made your stamp known tonight as well with some very good racing. So that's it for Austria, Season 11, Division 2. Thanks for joining us here on FTR. If you want to catch us on Facebook and Instagram, you know where to find us. As well as to the drivers, please remember to post your best overtakes into the appropriate channel, and we will get votes on that, and guys will get some prizes at the end of the season for the best overtakes. So well done to the top three. Great performance there from Avilach. Pantry Star, what a drive. Brad, unbelievable recovery. So I'll run you through the order. So Avilach taking the points home with the fastest lap, so he'll get maximum points for the main race. Pantry Star right behind in second, Brad in third with a brilliant recovery drive. Sacred made his way back up to P4, which we must have missed on our last lap battles there for the lead. So well done to him. Great recovery as well. Scully and Chums in P4 and P5 and 6, followed by J-Boy, Dixie Killer, Brian Lee Johnson, Puff Mace, Top Gun, and Tufu. That is our point scorers for FTR as we do points right up to 12. Followed by S11 Cowboy. Let me try and get through the little list. Yeah, Big Boy, Ron, Stoffel, Apmar, and Saki Biena, with a couple of DNFs towards the end here. So thank you for joining us for FTR Division 2, and we will see you next time. Cheers.